It's a macro strategy. Let's get it, huh? Welcome to the trade room, y'all. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. It's a macro strategy. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. Thanks for coming through today. It's a macro mindset channel. We're thinking big picture. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. Now, let's turn it up a notch. Hey, it's a macro strategy. It's a macro strategy. We in this crypto space. Kick back, get a snack in the cold case. We are here for the macro, the long race. DeFi, GameFi, and the right game. We are here for the tech and the price games. This is blockchain. This is our lane. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. It's a macro strategy every day. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. Yeah. Now let's go now. Yeah. Now let's go now. Bring it back for me one time. Bring it back for me 2 times. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. It's a macro strategy. Welcome to the trade room, y'all. Now welcome to the trade room, y'all. Thanks for coming again, guys. I'm gonna catch ya on the other side. Deuce.
What up, DeFi Kingdoms world? What up, chat? What up, and welcome to a macro Saturday. It has been way too long since I last hopped on stream. As you guys know, we live in the metaverse, but we also live in the real world. And I had some real things happening, but trust and believe I missed you guys. So we are back with a lot to catch up on. It is a Jewelers Saturday. And in the DeFi Kingdoms community, yes, we have a community. So want to start off by giving a shout out to the chat, everybody that is here. And shout out to Kong. Hey, you one of my favorite too, Kong. Shout out to TuneFed, Team Grease. Shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to Dags, one of the leaders of the Jewelers Guild. Shout out to Zabu. We got 2 in the building. Yes, thanks for the welcome back. Kong, good to see you too. So it's a Jeweler Saturday. We have quite the lineup, and what do we have in store today? Well, let me get a little DeFi kitty playing in the background here, so we can have a little aesthetics. We're in a tavern. You know, you can hear something cooking, right? You can hear water. Somebody's cooking up something in the tavern, right? So what do we have lined up for today, right? Let's talk about it. Obviously, you guys know I get into the markets, I get into the chats, I get into the nitty gritty. We're gonna do that, right? We're gonna talk about the Jewelers Joust pool play. It has been hectic. It has been crazy in there. We'll get a little bit into that, and we'll also talk about the crypto exit strategy. Right? We were in a bear market for a while. We've gone through the Bitcoin halving. We've gone through the ETFs. We've gone through now the correction from the ETF, and we're gearing up for one of the most ridiculous times in the bull market. So what do we have to prepare for when we get there? And what do we have to keep in mind? So that's a lot of what we have lined up for today. Honestly, I was not I was questioning because I do have my bots running. I was not doing any hunts for a while, And man, you miss a week in crypto, it feels like a couple months, right? So that's a bit of what we have lined up today. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out to, and let me head over to my streamer's dashboard. Shout out to Donate Live. As you guys can see, I have my link. It says my browser has lost connection. You guys let me know if you can. You guys let me know if you can still hear my audio, but I think I'm still here. Shout out to Donate Live. My link is there. It's been really awesome. They're looking out for not only the viewers but the streamers as well. And streamers are getting points, right? It's pretty cool. Since the time I've been using this tool, I've gotten a pretty good amount of donations here. So, shout out to you guys who are donating. Love this application. Love the 360 feel happening in the crypto community, and love the continued building that's happening. As you guys know, there's a reward pool also going on. My code is macro mind, and you get a jewel and I get a jewel, right? So pretty cool things happening in the continued development. Um, Honestly, this is a pretty busy Saturday. We got the Kentucky Derby going on, and it happens to be around close to the same time that my stream is going on. So appreciate you guys for showing up and spending some time here. I don't know much about the Derby. I just know it's a great American event that happens, and I love America just as much as. We're going to be digging into the Jeweler's Joust. We're going to be doing some commentating on some of the battles that happened in the pool play, and it's been exciting, right? With duels, which it's a mini game. There is some luck involved, right? But kind of like I was telling Renpen, even in basketball, football, soccer, the greatest teams need to come in and have some luck. You need luck to make it from the regular season to the finals. And so these are some of the current leaders in the pool play. We got K Copper. We have Super Bowl, which I believe is oh cool. And then we have Mega repping the Jeweler's hard body. We also have Team Goose in here as well. So a lot of mix from the different guilds, and it's very exciting to see. We're gonna dive into kind of the spreadsheet, the leaderboard, what's been happening in these rounds, and kind of who's been killing it. It's gonna be really interesting to see who's been coming in, who's been dominating, and those who didn't think, they could come in and dominate and have been doing well. So we'll tap into that in about 30 to 35 minutes, right? We'll tap into what's going on there. But I do want to quickly, right, look at what is at stake for the Jeweler's Joust before we hop into looking at just the market conditions, right? We want to be able to look at what's going on the outskirts and the market. But before we do that, right, I want to quickly tap into this tournament that we have going on. How so long we waited for this tournament to launch here, and what's at stake, right? What's at stake for the Jeweler's Joust, right? We have first place, all right, being a Gore Bleed with 5% bleed, 300 crystal, 1,300 jewel, which is an 11x from the buy-in. And then first choice of any wheel prize and 2 extra wheel entries for what? For future tournaments. We have second place, which is a Monster Head Visage Pack, 100 crystal, 300 jewel, 2 extra wheel entries, and one of each of the following vizies. The Gourd Pumpkin, Head Dragon, and Frosty Head. For some reason, I really love the Frosty Heads. And then third place, the Ring of Dueling, 100 Crystal, and you get your jewel back, right? You came in, you got a chance to have some fun. You get your jewel back, and you get an extra wheel spin. And then fourth place, a low consolidation prize. You made it to fourth place. You get 21 jewel return. And all players will have one wheel entry. This includes 1 to 8th place. So you do get a bit of a consolidation prize. So look, there's a lot at stake for first place. Quite a lot at stake for first place. And if we do some quick math, right, for the current price of where Jewel is right now, which is about 14 cents, right? 14.5. We're gonna get really accurate. Multiply that by 1,300. That's about $188, right? $188. Not bad for about a $21 entry, right? And the cool thing is that in crypto, things fluctuate. This is kind of similar to what happened in the NFL, the fantasy sports that we were doing. You know, we came in at 200 jewel each at like, I don't know, 8 cents, 10 cents, and by the time the tournament finished, it was almost a $2,000 first place pot, I believe, if I'm not wrong. It ran up pretty dramatically, right? So pretty interesting to look at that. And like I said, just stay tuned, keep your hands warm, get you a drink, because we're gonna dive into the battle between these individuals and how we got to 200 points from Kid Copper, how we got to 180 points from the Super Bowl, and Mega himself representing the jeweler. So let me go ahead and tap into the chat quickly, and let's see what's going on here. Of course, Zabu out here hollering out honk. We're going to talk about honk. We're going to talk about honk and what's going on with that, right? Uh, let's see here. Dag says you've missed so much that Sir Worm and Kong are practically. I've seen Kong all up in the jewelers for sure, right? Loud and clear, the most exciting 2 minutes in sport. Yeah, we're paying attention to that, dude. Shout out to Emerson, dude. The pink slip dudes, man. We're itching for that. We're racing for that. Gotta head out, but listen to the call. Yeah, for sure. Um, our guild says Winston was kind enough to drop some prizes to the player on the players' heads. Some from Skiller and some from Anonymous. Hey, we love the prizes. We love the prizes. Two noobs, what up, man? What's up? How you doing? What's up to you? Thanks for popping in. So, guys, we're going to get to the commentary, the breakdown. We're going to be showing some of these duels, right? So, listen to that. Listen to that solace music. That's the sound of competition getting ready to flow. We're going to get into that, okay? We're going to end up viewing some duels, and we're going to do a full breakdown of some of the more exciting duels that happened. But I'm gonna make you guys wait a little bit. I'm gonna make you guys wait a little bit, and we are going to tap into market conditions. All right, we're gonna tap into market conditions. We're gonna see what's really happening in the space, and what this order of liquidity is all about. Right. It's important that we do so. Why is it important that we do so? Because we're all here, we're all having fun. But yes, we are in crypto, and we want to know generally what is going on with our assets. And the number one header of that is Bitcoin. And so, if you guys are on the Jewelers Discord, you will see that I have been dropping technical analysis exclusive, okay, exclusive to the Jewelers Discord for Jewelers members, on what we're looking at in the market, specific technical analysis, because you sometimes you don't have time to sit into a 2 hour chat or a 2 hour stream and really find out what's going on. So if you guys are not aware, right, I'm going to share this really quickly. If you guys are not aware, in the Jewelers Discord, we have history that lives here, and history that will continue to remain here. And you can see with these Bitcoin breakdowns, even let's say April 18th, we expected upside from Bitcoin only to come to this downside. So this is going to allow me to not spend as much time, right? As much time on the charts during the stream. And this allows everyone to go back and tap into some of these things here. So you can check me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right, right? We're working with probability. The latest breakdown, all right, includes Jewel, AVAX, XRP, Honk, Swift Thistle, Yellow Pet Eggs, Yield, Metis, Dragon Master. If you guys have things that you would like for us to look at, me to look at, things for me to analyze, especially if you are in the Jewelers Guild or part of the DeFi Kingdoms community, do make sure to let me know. And if I get enough requests from it, I will throw it into my analysis here. So we're going to quickly and expeditiously shift through some of these charts so we can get to the competition ahead. For Bitcoin, it is pretty simple. Okay, we spoke about the 20 to 30% corrections that happen in the cryptocurrency market, especially for Bitcoin, whenever it reaches its all-time high or whenever it has huge parabolic movements. All right, we made our way all the way to the all-time high at 74,000 before the Bitcoin halving. And since then, I have been screaming and yelling about this 20 to 30% correction. And all in all, we have this channel here that Bitcoin has been following as it's been going through its 20 to 30% correction. Now, is this bearish? No. We are still absolutely massively, if that's a word, bullish on Bitcoin. But we have to be realistic and understand that nothing ever goes up in a straight line and nothing ever goes down in a straight line. So we have been following this pattern, and quite honestly, 58,000 was the first area of support, and 52,000 is the second area of support. And all we've been seeing is what? This zigzag type pattern here happening for Bitcoin. And that is what we've been following. So what do you guys think that I'm going to say next? Yes, we have had Bitcoin now, right? We have had Bitcoin now since this scary run to 56,000, currently as high as 14%, right now down to about 13%. Has the 20% correction happened from the top? By all means, exactly 23%. 30% would bring us to about 52,000. Now, what do I expect? I do expect us to continue to make our way up, but unfortunately, it's another correction down that could go as low as 56. I think there is support at 55,000. So even if it's very similar to what happened here, right, where it goes below this channel, I expect us to come back and test the 55 to 52,000 area before we make our way up. Well, what does that mean? That means there are going to be more sales in the cryptocurrency market if that is what happens. What does that mean for everything else? Everything else is going to go through a bleed, right, after this bit of relief. That is what we're working with. But overall, we are still what? We are still bullish in what we're seeing from Bitcoin, right? We have the bull market, right? Bull market support area, which sits at 46,000. I honestly don't expect it to get that low, But even if it did, that is the bull market support area. We are looking at what? We are looking at a battle to 92,000. And from there, we're looking at escape velocity above 92,000. Now, this is scary area, scary area, scary area, because some retail is going to get in within this area thinking, oh, this is what bullishness means. However, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know that we were looking to dollar cost average into this area. And even if you weren't finished dollar cost averaging, this is the area you might want to do it. For altcoins, even at this level, is a great area, not financial advice, to dollar cost average in this area before the next impulsive move. Plainly, simply, that's what we're looking at. Okay. AVAX, all right, in this movement up has also showed some impulse from here where AVAX in April went as low as $29. I like this higher low that I'm seeing, right? Where in May it went as low as 30. But unfortunately, if my analysis on Bitcoin is correct, AVAX could really be forming what looks like a head and shoulders and could correct back to where? If Bitcoin's bull market support area is 46,000 and we're expecting it to possibly go as low as 52,000, AVAX's bull market support area is $21. We were talking about this all the way back here at $8. And so even though AVAX is making a strong impulse and it's helping the rest of the assets that are underneath AVAX, your Jewel and even Swift Thistle, which we'll look at, this is kind of the projection that we're looking at. AVAX to make its way possibly back to $47, $48, and then a correction back down possibly to its bull market support area at $21. Would it be nice to see it continue to have higher lows? Meaning what? Meaning that the first low here, well, actually the first low here was $27. Then we had another low here at $29, and then we had another low here at $30. You like to see the higher lows in prices form, but unfortunately, based upon the analysis here, it looks like we could be wanting to correct, come back down and test this area, which strong support here. In this area. All in all, from that $8 region, we projected a 2,526% move, and we more than halfway made its way there. And we're just going through a bit of a correction period before what? Before we get back bullish up over here to about $228. And so that's the AVAX analysis, right? So what is that going to sound like for everything else? Everything else is going to have that same analysis with what? With its possible support areas, right? We're going to quickly take a look at Metis, because Metis in the DeFi Kingdoms community is something that, based upon the partnership and the different pools that opened up, some of us in the DeFi community entered Metis when that happened. And unfortunately, that happened in the $110 to $150 area for Metis. And since then, it has corrected as low as 67%. That's pretty brutal, right? The support for Metis is about $45. And if we are expecting Bitcoin to rise up a little bit, reject off that channel and make its leg down, then we could be expecting Metis to possibly come back and test these lows of about $50 to about that $45 support area. All in all, Metis is pretty bullish, and we're looking at $259. So, you know, not to beat a broken horse, but that's what we're going to see all around crypto. When you look at Jewel, same thing for Jewel. This is Jewel's bull market support area. It actually broke below that. But I like seeing that it's staying and formulating to this trend line. For Jewel, as long as it doesn't break below 11 cents, right? 11.5 cents, 11.5 cents, then we're in a good place, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time. We've been staring at these charts forever. After we consolidate out of here, we're making a trip back to 74 cents to test it. And I don't look so crazy for when this impulse happened, this 700% move impulse that I was selling as what? As practice for the next time Jewel makes this kind of a move. I believe wholeheartedly that Jewel eventually makes its way back to $3.36, and there's nothing really stopping it from doing that. $9.97. We'll talk about that once we start breaching 74 cents, and we'll start talking about the possibility of getting to some of these highs. But I really quickly, as we wrap this up, want to look at something in the DeFi Kingdom's chart that's doing incredibly well, and that is Swift Tissel. Okay, and before we wrap this up looking at Swift Tissel, want to quickly dive into the chat and see what we have going on there. Mega says he needs his market fix. Yeah, I'm trying to give you a market fix and dive into what we have going on in the jeweler's joust. So, some things are strong, some things are weak, right? It's something that I've been putting an emphasis on for a while. And the thing that it's actually really strong is DFK Swift Tissel. All right. From the lows, and the lows were January of this year. From the lows, Swift Tissel has gone up as high as, let me just put this wick here, at 763%. Okay. Right now it sits at, from the lows, 650%. And it literally had a 5-day 100% move, so it doubled in 5 days, right? And it's really impressive to see that, because this area is very clunky, and it was a very strong resistance area. But once we break past this area, it's not really much stopping us from getting to 14 cents from where we started tracking this possible support area at 3.8 cents. It's about a 262% move, and really our full projection for Swift Tissel is about 60 cents. Okay, and we're going to continue tracking that. We're going to continue to follow the history on the Jewelers Guild and continue to post that there, so you guys can check it whenever it be. But Swift Tissel on the monthly, okay, on the monthly chart, which each candle is a month, on the weekly chart, which each candle is a week, and on the 3-day chart, my goodness, does Swift Tissel look bullish as a mofo. Okay, it actually looks much more bullish than Jewel, and there are a few reasons for that. The chart will tell us that, fundamentals will tell us that, and I'm sure some could see the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem why that may be, but don't want to spend a lot of time on this. Wanted to just quickly shift through market conditions and what we're looking at. At the end of the day, we know that the US markets are what moves everything. We know that the Federal Reserve came out, and obviously inflation's been up, CPI has been up for the last 3 months. Some wars are going on, and it takes the market a little bit of time to price this in. I do believe that we go through a bit of a correction at the end of May into June. It's probably going to be a shitty summer, and then we run into that October, September, November region with really bullish price action, and we will just continue to track that. We'll continue to track that and see where things go. But that will wrap up the market analysis. Mega says Swift Tissel been going nuts. yeah, Swift Tissel been going bonkers, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. And like I said, when I started to do the market analysis, is if you guys have certain things that you're tracking, maybe certain things you've been accumulating, certain ecosystems that you've been watching, and you'd like for me to analyze that, sure, right? Let me know when I have the time and space. I will gladly analyze that. But some things are strong, some things are weak. This week, we're not getting a chance to analyze moksha runes, but if you guys are interested in that, we will. Shout out to Sarge coming in, new meaning to Swifty. Yeah, like Drake says, shout out to the Swifties. A lot of rap beef, a lot of rap beef going on right now. A lot of rap competition going on right now. And speaking of competition, it is time to go and let's talk about the Jewelers pool play. Okay, as we stated before, let me pop open this beer here, this IPA, because I just want to do a little cheers to competition. These are the leaders of the jewelers joust right now. Okay, and how did we get here? Well, we've had some pool play going on. We've had some pool play going on, and pool A, pool B, pool C. Right? In my opinion, pool B is been the toughest pool, period. And I'll tell you why in a second. Let me grab a sip. Beautiful. Beautiful. Pool B has been the toughest pool. And you guys can tell me if you guys tell me if you feel different. Tell me if you feel different. Pool B has been the toughest pool. Um, Shout out to Jeremy. Was just discussing Swift Thistle in Mythic Gen chat while listening to the show. Very timely overlay. Yeah, man, I've been a big Swift Tissel bull since initially seeing the chart. And you guys know I follow divergence, bearish divergence, and bullish divergence. Um, but speaking on the Jewelers Joust, it's we did the $13 holla, and remember, first place is 1,300 jewel and a couple other things up for grabs. And this kind of pool setup is amazing because even though there's luck that's involved in this, it still gives an opportunity for players to take their heroes and go through battle after battle, duel after duel, to increase the probability of, if you set the proper setup and proper order for you to still win based upon you having the better deck of cards. And so we are going to look at a couple of these battles. But after, going through pool A, pool B, and pool C, we have K Copper on top with a 91% win rate and a score of 143. Super Bowl with an 83% win rate. So it's not just about straight winning. There's a point system associated too, right? So let's get some music going. So you have to come in and be able to make it out of your pool, right? And so now we have pool A with Manipulator, Ren Pen, K Copper, Zen, King. Pool B with Kong, uh, T Heat, Super Bowl Dags, Chens, Pool C with J Dub, Sir Worm, Mega, K Jettles, and Emerson, right? So, I mean, K Copper has been kind of dominating, and now we have a bit of an understanding of why he sits here, and it says no guild here, right? So you have a non-guild person really competing with others, right? So what we're gonna do is a couple of we're gonna tap into a couple of these duels, and we're gonna get a live view of how some of these duels went. All right, we're gonna tap in. All right, so let me go ahead and pull and share the game screen. Okay, we're gonna shift it over here. Um, let's get the music going. Let's get the music going. All right, so what I'm about to showcase here is we're gonna look at pool by pool by pool. And you guys are gonna understand why I think pool B is pretty stacked. Okay, so who is in pool B? Okay, we have pool B has Kong, T Heat, Super Bowl, who's one of the top leaders right now, Dags and Chens, right? So what we're gonna look at is we're currently gonna look at Pool B. All right, we're gonna look at Super Bowl versus T Heat. All right, so one of our own Jewelers Guild members going up against Super Bowl, which I believe is cool. Okay, so we're gonna come in here. We're gonna pop this in. We're gonna search duels, and what do you know? All right. Looks like we got a seer in there. Looks like we got maybe a warrior in there. And so this was one of the first battles to happen in Pool B, right? And I think I see a couple comments here. We have Ren Pen coming in saying, huh? Oh, let me make sure I share the proper screen. Am I not sharing the proper screen? Let me switch over to share. Okay. So you guys can see here now that I'm sharing the proper screen. Ren Pen, shout out to you. K Copper is crazy for sure. We have a couple people in here. Two Fed is in here. Sarge is Pool B group of death. I mean, it might have to be. It might have to be. Things got a little bit crazy, man. Shout out to Onyx, and hey, this is where the magic happens, right? So let's take a look at Pool B. Let's take a look at these early stages. Let's take a look at what these players are dealing with, right? We're going to go ahead and start the replay. And I'm going to pause it right away as the heroes get revealed. And so we know that the round starts off with the stat selection, or the profession, not the profession, the class selection, or wisdom selection, right? So we have Super Bowl All Cool versus T Heat. All right, we're starting off with the Swamps, and we have two rare heroes, the Priest versus the Warrior, and we have Wisdom highlighted. And right away, T Heat has a clear advantage with his first few heroes. And so let's move on to the rest of this. We then move on, big lead over to the Swamps. No points for there. Move on to the Elements. A little bit of fight from the man himself over to the subclass. Nothing. And it looks like there is just no coming back for Super Bowl in this one. T Heat takes this. Will he be able to go and win this second round? Background has been drawn. We have strength selected, an early lead from Super Bowl over to Arctic. No points there. Oh, what a slamming with the light element. No class bonus. And my goodness, finish him off with the mythic pet. It is tied 1-1 in the early rounds. Moving on to the last heroes. Who is going to make their way out of this? Are the Jewelers going to come on with their early win? Let's find out. Right off the bat, T Heat starts off with the early lead with his Priest. The Warrior claps back with the background bonus. Oh my goodness. The element bonus 0. And oh, I can tell already the mythic pet strategy is going so well for Super Bowl. And for somebody who started out with his back against the wall, he has taken the win against T Heat. Disappointing to see it from T Heat, as he is with the Jewelers Guild. But listen, this one was intense, and this one was a comeback. This one was intense, and this one was a comeback. Wow, what a battle to see. What do you guys think about this battle here between Super Bowl and T Heat? Yeah, guys, make sure you put a like and a thumbs up there. Will like still confused what's happening now? I'll pour. Gotcha. So what is happening now? And I'll go ahead and show you guys the spreadsheet here. What is happening now is that we had our kickoff to our Jewelers Joust, okay, which is a tournament of duels happening where individuals were able to sign up. We have a wheel that spun that set up certain parameters. Okay. Within those parameters, we had contestants sign up. Okay. We have a first place winnings for the winner of this tournament. We have a second place earnings, and we have a third place and a fourth place. First place, we're looking at 1,300 Joule for the winner. Okay. And so a lot up for grabs. Okay. We have these pools, pool A, pool B, and pool C, with multiple duels that are happening between these pools to accumulate points that'll then help you move on to the next round. And so what we're doing is we're showcasing, okay? We are showcasing some of these duels that happened, and we just showcased a battle in Pool B between Super Bowl and T Heat. And unfortunately, a Jewelers Guild member lost. Now, I believe that Pool B is one of the toughest pools that we have going on here. Right? So I hope that gave you some clarity there. So again, I think Pool B very competitive, right? And so want to showcase another Pool B match, okay? Want to showcase another Pool B match. And this match is between our very own Dags and Kong, okay? Our very own Dags and Kong. Let's tap into the chat. This is like a war game with heroes. Exactly. Trade, he's new to the showcase. A hero card. Gotcha. Thanks for the heads up. I hope a bit of that breakdown and the chat is also able to kind of help you understand what is going on here. Dax says the next role is hero background. It chooses a random background. If one of the heroes has that background, they get points. Next role is elements. All heroes have set elements. Right. Pool C is the hardest, in my opinion, comes in Sir Worm. Okay, well, we got some Pool C duels to look at. All right. We got some Pool C duels to look at. And Dags, thank you for breaking this down to anybody who may have is not familiar to duels. All right. So this is all happening with multiple dual battles happening, eventually leading to points and the ability to move on to the next round. So thank you for breaking that down. So we pulled out the next round of Pool B duels, and this one is going to be between our very own Dags, okay, and Kong. And shout out to Kong, shout out to Dags. This is the setup that we have here. Okay. So right off the bat, in the first round between Dags and Kong, we have endurance highlighted. And again, for the newcomers who may not know, the back of these cards have different statistics. And that is what is being selected here. So let's get ready to break this down as we see Dags having an early lead. His hero of choice is a purebred Knight, and he has a legendary pet attached. So just based on the rarity and the pets, they are on the same level. So they're going to need something else to come out of this on top. All right. We have Kong with an Archer Paladin and a mythic pet attached as well. We do know that the Knight generally should have higher stats with endurance. But let's move on and let's see what comes next. After the stats, we have the background as a city, 0 points for that. We move on to the element, 0 points for that. We move on to the bonus, 0 points for that. No subclass, and oh my goodness, Dags overtakes him with his pets and his equipment. Wow. So guys, equipment seems to be coming in as a critical moment. All right, so we have Kong with the strength. Oh, Kong is taking an early lead. He also gets the elements of water. This looks like a complete blowout. It looks like Kong will be taking this second level and finish him off. So we're moving on to the last duel. This is going to determine who gets the points. All right, we start off with Dax taking an early lead with the warrior. The priest wants to battle back. Oh, it looks like Dax has taken the lead with the city. Nothing for the class bonus. Does Kong have a chance to come back? Not with the subclass bonus, and certainly not with the pet, as one of the Jewelers Guild members completes this duel with a win. And we have Dax as the winner of this round. And so you can see how competitive Pool B is. Now, congratulations for Dax for coming out of that one with a win. Now, to hop over to, let me just exit out of this here. We're going to hop over to Pool C because I do have Worm that says he thinks that Pool C was the toughest round. We do have Worm saying that. So let's tap into the chat real quick. Dag says, I'll show you a hero card in a Discord. This is called Duels. It's a mini game within DeFi Kingdoms. Love the chat and the updates that you're giving for our new comers. And we get a thanks there. Mega says Pool C was competitive as fuck. All right. Really good finish from Dags here. So let's look at Pool C, right? Let's look at Pool C. So we know Pool B was competitive. We're seeing some of these battles that are happening here. And let's look at Pool C. Pool C has J Dub, who really gets the battling. Sir Worm, who he has won a couple tournaments as well. A couple of those early tournaments. We have Mega, one of the Jewelers Guild leaders as well. We have K Jetos, and then we have Emerson. Okay, so this pool is highly competitive as well. And let's take a look at one of the battles or one of the duels we had in Pool C. And the one that I have for you guys is going to be Mega versus J Dub. Now, this is kind of messed up. This is actually kind of messed up because it's Jewelers against Jeweler. This is bad. This might not end well. This might not end well at all. So let's take a look at this battle in Pool C. I have some saying Pool C was the toughest pool. So it looks like these guys have a lot of visages on their pulse. They came to battle again. This round is between Mega and J Dub. Okay, my goodness, right off the bat. All right, right off the bat, we have Mega off to an early lead versus J Dub. Let's see if Mega is going to finish this out or if there's going to be an incredible comeback similar to what Super Bowl had. Now, right off the bat, let me just move this up a little further. Right off the bat, we have Dexterity stat highlighted, and we have a common Seer Archer versus an Archer Seer. Let's see as we move on from the stat over to the background. 0 points for the island. Over to Lightning. J-Dub has 8 points. No class bonuses. No subclass bonuses. And unfortunately, it looks like Mega's going to wrap up an easy first winner here. Moving on to the second duel. Will J-Dub come back with the vengeance? Let's see what he has. We have a rare And a comment, J-Dub takes an early lead, no background bonus, moving on, no element bonus. Mega is in trouble. Will he have a subclass bonus? Nothing. It looks like even with the mythic pet, Mega is gonna come out losing this. It comes down to the final battle between these two Jewelers Guild members opening up. Let's get it. We have, low strength stats here. J-Dub is off to an early lead. No background bonus for these two gentlemen. No element bonus for these two gentlemen. No class bonus for these two gentlemen. No subclass is going to come down to the pets, and Mega has a mythic pets for the win. Wow. Wow. The tiebreaker win goes to Mega. Okay, so, we never want to see the Jewelers fight each other, but it was necessary. It was necessary to determine a winner out of one of the Pool C battles. J-W gave a valiant effort. Love to see it. Let's tap in to get a little bit of a reaction from one of the Jewelers here. Mega says, this is basically our prep for PvP commentating and tourney setup. That is damn skippy. Damn skippy. All right. We're waiting for PvP to come and we're going to make it happen now. All right. Dak said, this is actually one of the most hit or miss aspects of DeFi Kingdoms. Personally, I don't enjoy duels, but Trader Room is making it fun by announcing it tournament stuff. Yeah. Okay. We're not going to complain while we're waiting for certain things to come about. We are going to have some fun with it. All right. Mega says, me and J-Dub brought the energy. You guys definitely did. So we're going to showcase one more. Okay. This is going to be from Pool A. Okay. I don't hear anybody saying Pool A was tough. Right. I don't hear that. But let's take a look at who we have in Pool A. In Pool A, we have Turd Manipulator. That's a funny name. We have Renpen. We have K Copper. We have Zen, and we have King. Now, keep in mind, right? These are the leaders that we have. All right. We have K Copper, Super Bowl, and Mega. All right. And so now that we're looking at Pool A, I'm sorry. Yeah, now that we're looking at Pool A, we are going to look at the battle between Renpen and King. We're going to look at the battle between Renpen and King. And so let's hop over to the game. Let's put this dual ID in here. And let's get an early insights as to, okay. I'm seeing is this an archer stack here? What kind of strategy what? Somebody stacked up some archers straight up? That's interesting. So Mega says Pool A still had some monsters. Yeah, we're gonna see. Turd. some of these names are interesting. We have Red Pen in the house as we get ready to show Red Pen's battle. Red Pen says, I was surprised that I won. If that tells you anything about Pool A. I mean, look, man, sometimes you need a little bit of skill, a little bit of good cards, and a little bit of luck, right? Dag says, FYI, Super Bowl is all cool, so we should have known he'd be no slouch. Yeah. I think he strategically came in with an alias, one of his alias accounts, and came up and said, I'm going to fuck you guys up, right? But listen, it's not over. All right? Championship happening tomorrow. And guys, keep that in mind. It is not over. Championship is happening tomorrow. And we do have some final contestants. And we'll talk more about that in the Jewelers stream that comes next, right? And Worm says Renpen was killing it. Hell yeah, Renpen was killing it. Renpen, listen, he's coming in doing this thing. So we're now going to showcase Ren Pen versus King. Let's go ahead and get this pulled up. And we're always going to pause just to get an overview of what the start looks like. Okay. We have Ren Pen versus King. We have a rare Archer Berserker versus an uncommon Priest. Right off the bat, we have Dexterity stat highlighted, which goes to the advantage of the Archer. And so King is off to an early start. Let's see if Red Pen has any redeemable qualities. Let's get going. Dexterity lead here for King. We have Arctic, 0 points for these individuals, 0 on the element, 0 on the class bonus, 0 on the subclass bonus, and unfortunately, it looks like Ren Pen loses out on this first battle. Moving on to the second battle, we have the Archer stack himself, King. We have Wisdom highlighted. Ren Pen is down again. Over to the Arctic. No bonuses for that. Ren Pen takes the lead with the Water element. 0 class bonus. 0 subclass bonus. And Ren Pen finishes him off with the equipment bonus. This one was a low score. Tidy whitey, and Ren Pen is one. Last round, we had the swamp background. We had the wisdom stat highlighted. Ren Pen is down, takes the lead with the background. We have water. Ren Pen takes another 5 points. Nothing for the class bonus. Nothing for the subclass bonus. And it looks like Ren Pen gets a finisher with the equipment bonus. Top off. Wow. Started down, finished it off with 2 wins in a row. What a comeback. So, not only are we seeing that equipment is important when it comes to duels, we're seeing that some of these additional visages are important when it comes to duels. And we're seeing that Ren Pen had to make a miracle just to come out of this. And so, that is, I think I have one more. I think I have one more from Pool B because I gotta admit I was really impressed by Pool B. But let's take a look at the chat. Mega says Ren doubted herself. She bodied it for show, for show. See what I mean? Hey, you had to come back from the pits. You had to make your way back from the pits. My strategy and stat points are far from impressive. Wait, are they going no? I saw that, right? I was like, did they both decide to go no pets, or is it just, hey, we're going for it, right? Rempin says, I'm so inexperienced with duels that I didn't even realize pets would give me bonus points. Well, now you know, so you better be ready for the finals, right? He definitely in the right pool. Definitely in the right pool. All right, cool. So we have one more duel to highlight. And this was between Chens and Dags. Okay. And this is Pool B. All right, guys, remember Pool A, Pool B, Pool C. And again, we're going to dig into the nitty gritty on the jeweler's stream that's coming up with additional details, rules, the points accumulation as well. But you guys can see, right? We have Ren Pen here, okay? Number 6 here, okay? So coming in, still doing her thing, made her way through the pools and sits as a top 8 contestant, okay? Sits as a top 8 contestant. All right, so let's look at this last showcase of duels here. Let's go ahead and paste this in here. And right off the bat, I think I see a couple warriors in here. Oh, that's good. Right off the bat, I see a couple warriors in here. Okay, So let's see here. Mega says France his alias. Wait a minute. So so Chen's is France, right? Yeah, I gotta remember that. I actually do remember that. That is his alias, and I, I'm kind of scared for Dax because I know France. He got some pretty stacked up heroes here. So this is again Pool B, in my estimation, one of the toughest pools. And let's see how this fared out. Let's see how this fared out. As always, we are going to pause the start of this. Let's do a quick analysis of how this round is starting. All right, we have Dags on the left, Chen's on the right. Dags went with his purebred knights, a rare knight with a mythic pet. And then we have Chen's, aka Franz, going with a knight as well. This is petty. This is very petty. And Chen's is starting out with no pets and an early lead. Let's see if this mythic pet and these other bonuses can help Dags make his way out of here. Let's go. Chen's with an early lead off of the strength. Forest going for Chen's. Oh, it looks like he is taking a clear lead. No class bonus for either participant, no subclass bonus. And even though Dags has his pet bonus, he has lost this first battle. Will Dags make up for it on this next round? Let's find out. Right off the bat, Dags takes an early lead with the endurance bonus. No bonus for the planes. Dax takes another 15-point lead with the element. No bonus for the class. Nothing for the subclass. And with a legendary pet, Dags finishes him off. It goes down to this final battle here. What are we looking at? Will the Jewelers Guild hold it together? Right off the bat, Dags is down heavy with the intelligence. Oh my goodness. Let's see what's next. Nothing on the element bonus. Moving on, nothing on the class bonus. We need a miracle. Nothing on the subclass bonus. Oh my gosh. With the mythic pet, it comes down to a 1 point win from Chance. Wow. Wow. So this is very interesting, right? I kind of have a question, which is the champion's crown. Does that factor into the duels? Does that factor in here? Right? Because we're seeing how important pets are. We're seeing how important equipment is. The champion's crown. Does that factor in here as well? We have Megan the building saying France by 1. That was crazy. That was crazy, right? We have Dex saying the dagger that knocked me out of the tournament. That's painful. That's painful. So not only was it a 1 point loss, but it knocked you out. Wow. So guys, that is the showcase of the early rounds. A showcase of the early rounds with the Drillers Joust. As you can see, this is crypto, right? This is DeFi Kingdoms. We can take whatever is built by the team and we can turn it into whatever we want to. And this is just very fun, very exciting with the Drillers Joust. This pool play setup is fantastic. And it's clear to understand why some players are coming out as winners. So you gotta kind of happen to be in the right pool. You gotta hope that the stack that you have up hits. And this is just very, very exciting leading into the PvP that's coming, right? So PvP Joust are gonna be effing epic. Yes, they certainly are. So yeah, that's showcasing a bit of what we have here. And with all that, right, what do we have now? What we have now is that these The highlighted green are those who are locked in, right? So K Copper is locked in, and Super Bowl, aka uh, Two Bulls locked in too. So we're looking at the battle between Renpen and Turd Manipulator. That's gonna wrap up Pool A, and that's gonna finish out the pool play to move on to the final rounds as well. When it comes to the Jewelers Joust, we'll certainly give more information on these final rounds. So make sure to not miss. Okay, make sure to not miss the Jewelers live that is happening at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for additional updates on what we have going on with the Jewelers Joust. It's very exciting. Love having the different guilds hop into the different tournaments, come in, partake, support each other. And that is how we're going to get more people participating in this ecosystem. And that is how we're going to show the strength, right? And so, with the future tournaments coming in, bigger prizes, bigger finishes, bigger wins, as Mega says here. And shout out to Tune, definitely some good stuff here. So, just to go over what some of these prizes look like. There's 1,300 jewels up for grabs. All right, that's gonna do a lot of summoning. That's gonna feed a lot of botted accounts. That's gonna do a whole lot, right? I wish I had this. I'm still over here trying to summon my best Dread Knight. Okay, I've gone without a Dread Knight for at least 9 months, and it's killing me. I could use this prize money, right? So that encapsulates it there. Again, make sure to tune into the Jewelers Live. So what we're gonna do to wrap up this stream is we're gonna talk exit strategy, okay, and we're gonna wrap that up by looking at the jewel chart. Okay, we already discussed Bitcoin. Okay, let me make sure I share this. We already discussed Bitcoin. Let me go ahead and turn. Let's see. Okay. We already discussed Bitcoin. We already discussed what we're expecting from the markets. Because we are in the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem, when we talk about exit strategy and not financial advice, we're going to talk about my exit strategy. And for me, I'm a macro investor, right? So my outlook on crypto is long term. My outlook on crypto is the next 15 to 20 years, right? But every single cycle, we get ups, we get downs, and those cycles tend to be in 4-year gaps, right? Shout out to Mega, great breakdown. PvP trade gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. Commentary and in game, yeah, for sure. I'm super excited for PvP. Super excited to see how Metis and the DeFi Kingdoms partnership rolls this out. They seem to still be working on it. And hey, whenever that rollout comes, we're here. We're here, right? I've mentioned many a times that I wasn't a gamer before, and I'm becoming a gamer. Not only with the help of the community, but with the time in which I have to learn these things. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be the best gamer. I'm not. But I will be following the best gamers, right? We'll be highlighting the best gamers, the guilds, the competition that's happening, and we're gonna make it fun and freaking exciting, right? Because that's why we're here. So, back to exit strategy, okay? When you look at the cryptocurrency market, again, as a macro investor, I'm going to be in the space for 10 to 15 to 20 years. But every cycle, we get our ups and we get our downs. So for whatever my position is, I always plan to sell 60 to 70% of my holdings into USD. Now, that's not for everyone. And there are some who are going to think, hey, this is going to go up forever. So let me just hold to make more money from it. Those are who get left with holding the bag. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about my exit strategy. And shout out to King James for popping in tonight. I'm going to talk a little bit about my exit strategy. And my exit strategy consists of reading the charts and trying to guesstimate, even though I'm super bullish on this space for the next 10 to 15 to 20 years, guesstimating when the possible top of the market could be and maybe when I would want to sell that 60 to 70% of my holdings. And looking at Jewel for accumulating Jewel, right? Around that 11 cents to 23-cent area. If I get a 10x, I'm happy with that, right? At the 10 to 15 cent area, 10x on Jewel looks like $1.20 to around $3. So yeah, if Jewel makes its way to $2 to $3, I'm going to be slowly selling probably 10% at a time as it makes its way to that area, knowing I still have some in the engine, wholeheartedly believing that we're going to go through a bear market at some point. My guesstimation of when the top of the market will be between October of 2024 and February of 2025. No one is Houdini. No one can exactly pinpoint where the top of the market is going to be. That is my current guesstimation. And so my exit strategy is to still be in an accumulation zone, especially for something like Jewel, which is still kind of in a consolidation area, and to sell for profit within that time gap. If we're looking at Bitcoin, the chart looks the same to me. If we're looking at Jewel, the charts looks the same for me. It's not rocket science to me. This is what I am doing. You can do your research, you can take your inference, and you can decide what you want to do. But I don't want to be talking about this in October when the markets are running. I want to be talking about this now in preparation for that time period. And again, this is not financial advice. This is what I am doing. This is not something I have to share, but this is what I have been sharing as my public journal since the bear market and even the last bull market. And so that is simply what it is. That is simply the exit strategy. There's not anything too special about that. Those are my time gaps. That is what I'm doing. And that is how I'm going to curate what I'm doing towards that. So that's pretty much it for this stream. A lot of catching up that we did. You know, if you guys weren't here before, I showed off my donate live. Shout out to them for that. Shout out to anybody who has donated to me in the past. You know, if you look at my donate history, I've been away for a while, and the last bit of donation I got was from Two Noobs. Shout out to him for that. But love the building that's happening in ecosystem. Love the ecosystem within itself. Love the game, and I am back. Okay, we are back. We're back to doing this. We're back next week. We're gonna have more in store. Thank you to everybody that popped in, showed up. Make sure you put a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to put your alerts on. All right. I have my alerts on my favorite streamers, and it kind of just lets me know if I forget. Boom, there goes my alert. I can hop in. I can pop in for a few. I can support. But guys, make sure to tap in for the jewelers coming on after me, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be there. We'll be talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and some of these other games. And Mega actually Mega actually put us onto Backwoods, which is another game. I'm sure I'll be talking more about that down the line. But shout out to everybody keeping this one short. We'll have more to talk about down the line. Shout out to TuneFed. Shout out to King James. Shout out to everybody that came out to the stream. We're keeping it short, keeping it simple. We'll catch you in the next one. Bully!